What's up, guys? This is LP, and today I just wanted to take a quick moment to say thank you to everybody who has been watching and sharing mine and Knightley's collaboration on the Trial of Ascension Stage 90. There's been a lot of help being requested since our Tom Mules buff, and it has made a lot of YouTubers out there, trying to invest time in, providing out content around that stage. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. Please enjoy the video. I realize the quality is a little, it could definitely be improved, but we did the best we can. It was not easy. But in any events, please feel free to like and subscribe for more. I'll have some content coming out daily. Thank you very much.
So starting off, if you happen to have bombers, you can actually bomb this stage. So I'll show my runes real quick here. I do have Sierra here. These are runes. All my bombers are hovering around 200 speed. And then I've got the Galleon, that's for the attack break and the attack buff. And then I'm actually using Frigate. You guys can use Mav to accomplish the same thing. That's just to refresh the abilities. So this should be really quick. If you guys are struggling on the Artemail phase, then I'm guessing you probably don't have bombers. But for those of you that might have Sierra, I just wanted you to know that this option is available in case you haven't tried it. The second stage is all about making sure that your abilities are actually up for the final boss. So Galleon's just a 4-turn, that's fine. I'm not going to actually use those bombs because I want the abilities to refresh. Here he gets a 50% boost when you use that ability, so I don't mind using that 4-turn cooldown. I'm going to use my stun here. Use armor brick. Alright, he resisted that. But we did get 1 bomb, 2 bomb, 3 bombs. Alright, let's pop him. Boom. He healed somebody, and so we're just going to reset abilities right here and then just finish him off before he takes a turn again.
Do you resist another armor break? He's resisting the armor breaks left and right.
Breaks. But we got the heal block on him, so he did use his heal on the white Yeti, but we got the bomb on him now, so we just have to basically wait. Let's refresh some abilities right here.
I want to leave these so bad.
We're just basically waiting for him to get a turn because he's going to explode. Boom. And there you go. So I'm going to use Zyros as my leader. You can also use Poseidon or any other attack leader. It's going to go a lot better if you do have an attack leader because they're just going to hit harder. Then we've got Galleon as a necessity for armor breaking. And then we are going to do 2 more DPSers. I'm going to do Lagmaron and then also Teshar. And then we're going to finish it off with Stella for that brand. And so the biggest thing about this is speed tuning everybody. The Galleon should be faster than everybody. Your DPS should be as close behind Galleon as possible. And then your brander should be before all your other DPS. So I actually switched around some runes just to do that specific order, and I'll show you guys how it's going to go. So Galleon first. We will just go ahead and use the 4th ability here to kill one of these guys. This ability here, the cool thing about Lagmon is he stuns as well. You guys can use pretty much anybody for your other DPSers. Once you have that one guy that is giving you that the attack, then it really doesn't matter. You can put in any AoE DPSers. Just armor break everybody you can. Right, let's get you. Stop some people up here. This ability I can use every turn as long as I kill somebody. Oh, unfortunately, I didn't.
That one time, right?
Yeah, didn't tricks.
That one time.
But I think we're still going to be okay here. I gave this. I tested this out a couple times. And it's worked well just about every time. Wow, Zyros is getting a little bit low, but we'll see if that's gonna matter. All right, so we need the armor break. Okay, good. We actually got the armor break. Now we're gonna go ahead and brand.
Well, we got everything this time. It's a miracle.
Yeah. Oh, my Zyros isn't skilled up. I can't be set. But then we're gonna do this. Boom. Almost got him. Let's push the attack bar back again. There you go. So that's the YOLO
Nicely
team.
done.
You need the runes to be able to do that. I will go ahead and show you the runes here. I actually have my Zyros on Rage. Those are stats here. My Lagron is on Swift, but they're pretty decent. They're pretty decent runes. And then Tesher is on Beto, and he's also got pretty nice runes. Stella really just needs to be faster than ever. She doesn't need super good stats. She just needs to be faster than everybody else for the branding. All right, guys. So that is the bomb team and the DPS team. I'm going to hand it over to xLordPainx. He's going to show you guys some more teams.
What's up, guys? Thanks again, Nightly, for being a part of this video. Guys, so I'm going to showcase this team here. This is a crowd control team with a little bit of DPS in it. So what's made Artamiel such a struggle for a lot of the endgame, the newly introduced players to TOA, is that his buff has made it so that he's essentially getting a tremendous attack buff, attack gauge buff every time you hit him, every time you land a crit on an ally or him, right? So crowd control is going to allow you to focus on him. So even if you're landing your crits, as long as everyone else is stunned up, you'll be able to focus on him. And so Mav is really good at that with the provoke. Wunok or Gildong replacement will allow you to keep everybody perma-stunned. But I do realize that Wunok might be a little obtainable for a lot of people. So we are going to do another run after this video with a Veramos. And then we'll talk about that team as we get there. So don't worry if you don't have a Wunok. There are other teams that you can use. But this is my TOA hard comp that I use for a lot of the endgame stages where I need to keep everybody kind of perma-stunned. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start off right away with some dots. We're going to land the attack speed slow. Once the attack speed slow is in, Wunok can do this, right? And now it's perma-stunned. And from here on out, it's essentially just rinse and repeat. It's just a constant, never-ending rinse and repeat. So when we get to the boss, we're going to do that. We'll land the stuns on the Yetis and everyone else, and then we can just perma-focus on the boss. Spectre is really key to this particular comp because my Spectre's on DPS runes. So she's going to crit Artamiel for a good 30k, which is going to make the run pretty fast. The longest part is getting to the boss, but clearing the boss is actually pretty quick once we get there. And with the perma stuns, we don't actually have to worry about too many people getting turns like the monkeys. We're gonna go ahead and reset that answer's attack bar. Get another attack speed slow. Let's go ahead and focus,
Now,
Grego.
If people don't have Woundhawk, there's actually a bunch of other monsters that you could use to accomplish just about the same thing. Like I'm thinking, give me your thoughts on. Well, first of all, there's the Wind Taoist. Wuchi, there's maybe even the water homunculus, right?
The water, sorry?
The water homunculus has some type of AoE stun too.
It's that match it's that three hitting attack gauge absorbing orb. Yeah, so what Wuchi and the homunculus have in common is they're about reducing the attack gauge. So that could be a comp I might suggest for a little bit more advanced players, only because reducing the attack gauge isn't a perma-stun. A perma-stun is really good because, like, in a situation like this where they don't have full attack bars, the enemies, they're going to lose essentially 2 turns, kind of the same way Varad does it. Once they attack bar fills and they gain their turn, they're stunned, so then they lose that second turn, and their attack bar has to replenish again. But when you just reduce the attack gauge, you're kind of essentially just giving yourself that 1 turn advantage. So I would kind of recommend that for more experienced players. But to your point though, Poseidon, a Wuchi, what they have in common is they are going to land the attack speed slow, and they are going to fully reduce the attack gauge. But those are also units that you definitely want to pair with a lot of high accuracy to make sure that you get some stuns there. And it can do a very similar effect. Water Homunculus, though, is a monster. I haven't built mine water, but he can freeze, he can stun, and he can reduce attack gauges. So he's definitely an MVP for this.
Right.
We'll have to use a water homunculus in another video. Alright, and so we're almost done with this stage here. Again, getting to the boss is by far the hardest part. Well, I got double resisted there for my Spectre, even though I'm rocking like tremendous accuracy. Okay. Those accuracy mechanics, man. Accuracy mechanics. I swear I have 88% accuracy on my Spectra. It's crazy. So to this wave, I would say that if you can't kind of like AoE go through it in permastun, you need to focus on someone. I would suggest focusing on the Gregos because they do have armor break and they are stacking extra damage as units are dying. So to me, they're the immediate threat to the run. For this second wave here, the Sigmaris are really only a threat to any fire units you may have. Because of that, single target orb that they have that can do pretty decent damage. But I would still not consider them a threat because you can heal through that. It's not like they're ruined or anything. The enemy Woonoks are a little bit more troublesome. They can self-cleanse and they can slow you kind of the same way we're slowing them. So we do want to be, aware of that. Other than that, there really is no cause for concern for the first two waves. Again, this is a very, very safe team.
Oh, one pro tip I just remembered as well. When you're using a team that's like picking off one by one, you want to go from the left side of screen to the right side of screen because that's how the attack bars advance. It starts off with the one on the left.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah. So actually, you can save yourself some time and like be able to kill people before the enemy actually gets turns if you start by killing the ones on the left side of the screen rather than the right hand side of the screen.
Really awesome tip.
Able to help a lot of people out doing that.
That's a really awesome tip. The only thing with that though is you do want to be careful if you're reducing attack gauges like we are with Spectre here. That can kind of offset the left and right attack gauges. Like that Sigmaris there and the second one has a full attack gauge, so we do have to be careful and conscientious of that as we use units that alter attack gauges. But that's a tip I never even knew. I kind of usually just target the units with fuller attack gauges since they're about to get their turns. Okay,
Yeah,
so we're making really good headway here. I'm going to go ahead and use Bella's skill 3 just for the attack gauge boost so I can get some more turns. Get these extra stuns up. The rune requirements on this team are not tremendous. I would find that Knightly's teams have higher rune requirements because those are speed clears. For a really safe team like this, you really just want to make sure that you're focusing on speed tuning, tankiness, and definitely a bit of accuracy. Now, there's a lot of conversation about what accuracy is required. For example, I have 88% of my Spectra. He got resisted a lot. I have 100% of my Beretta. My Beretta gets resisted. I don't believe ComTOA's ever released an official report on the accuracy mechanics. I know a lot of players have done some runs, so my suggestion would be it's better to be safe than sorry. So run as much accuracy as you can. I wouldn't suggest that as long as you don't detriment your build. If you detriment your build, then you definitely need to reduce your accuracy. But if you can still reach a nice measure of tankiness, 20,000, 25,000 HP, then it's okay to have 90% accuracy, with accuracy on slot 6. So I would definitely go with that.
Yeah, definitely the more the better. The technical right answer is actually 45%. Technically, if you've got 45% accuracy, you should be good for TOA normal and TOA hard. But yeah, I definitely agree. More accuracy is better.
So we're at the Artamiel stage here, okay? And so this is going to be, again, another situation of rinse and repeat. So my units are all skilled up with the exception of my Woonok, who is the MVP of this team. So you can't do this without skill ups on your Woonok because I am running a Mav here. And I do have my Woonok on Violence. So we're going to go ahead and start off with dots right off the bat and hope for some stuns. We got one stun. We're going to go ahead and land the attack speed slow. We're going to defense break the Artamiel right off the bat. That's going to allow for increased damage on Artamiel while also landing, decreasing his damage output. We got the perma stuns. We're going to actually also attack him again so we can get some glancing on him. And then Mav is going to cleanse my stuns here while also reducing my cooldowns. So that was perfect there. When my Bella gets another turn, we're going to go ahead and heal up. For now, though, I'm going to reduce... I'm actually going to save Turbulence here, because since our Tamiel does gain attack gauge, it's going to stack really quickly, as you see there. So I am praying that I'm going to get more turns. Now watch what's going to happen here. Watch this kind of damage. Assuming that I crit. That was only 14k. But that's what DPS looks like. I thought we would do more. Now, we're going to control our Tamiel here with Provoke. And from here on out, you saw me cycle through all my skills. We're going to actually heal my Wunok here. So from here on out, it is just rinse and repeat. Okay, I have now found that I have sustained a wave of hits. I have landed perma stuns across the board. I have the necessary debuffs. And now I'm going to reduce our Tamiel's attack gauge. It actually landed, thankfully.
Nice.
We're going to stun the Light Yeti. Well, we were going to try to stun the Light Yeti. Now we're going to go for Wings of Wind, reduce some cooldowns. We're going to go for some more stuns. And
this
again...
is just a showcase of how good Nav is in TOA, too.
Yeah, for sure. This team is going to allow you to not only break down the boss, but you can also... you're going to be killing everybody along the way, too, with those endless dots. But we're going to go ahead and attack him again. Oh, he cleansed. He removed my attack speed buff. Ah, silly rabbit. Okay. So far, so good. We're doing pretty well here. Ooh, Spectre's getting kind of low. This comp will continue to work if Spectre dies. You know, consider Spectre is taking revenge hits while also, you know, kind of killing herself. But we'll be okay if we keep getting the stuns going, if we keep watching attack gauges. We're not going to hit our Tamiel here, since my skill 2 isn't up.
And the thing about hard stages on TOA is, like, sometimes you got to do them several times. So if you got a comp that you think is working and you just got unlucky, don't switch it up. Try the same comp a couple times just to make sure, because you might have had bad RNG and you know, someone died, and it's just a fine comp. You just got to try it a couple more times.
For sure, for sure. That happens to me a lot in TOA hard. TOA hard's not easy. For here, we're just going to go for the attack gauge reset instead of the dots, just so that I have another turn to get that provoke there. That provoke is very important. We're going to go ahead and heal up. And then my Bella is going to get a turn, and I'll be able to heal Spectre a little bit more. I'm going to go for that monkey, try and stun that monkey. It didn't work. Oh, very glad our Tamiel didn't steal a turn there. Alright, nice, Spectra. And that's the power of Violent right there. Got through all of my skills. Let's get Glancing up on our Tamiel. Glancing is also really key here too, because, you know, he is defense scaling, so he is going to deal less damage with defense break. But with Glancing, he's just going to deal a lot less damage across the board also. So that helps a lot. Alright, I'm going to go for it. I might die, but you know what? No one's stunned, so if I don't go for that there, I'm going to die from a revenge hit from anyone else anyhow. Oh no. Reduce the attack gauge. Clutch, clutch. And then let's get that provoke up.
You can do it.
The next team we're going to be talking about very shortly will be another safe team. That one is what I would say 100% farmable. Let's get Glancing up again. You can feel free, I have an accuracy rune on my Spectra. You can feel free to put an HP rune on Spectra. If I had an HP rune on my Spectra, as you would have seen there, I would definitely have cleared this even faster because I wouldn't have been taking so much damage and my Spectra would have gotten a turn, it would be done already. But unfortunately, I'm one of those better to be safe than sorry guys, so I like that.
Sure.
Okay. We're getting through, doing pretty well. Some of the monkeys are going to die. You've got the provoke up. He's not going to be able to heal. couple more turns. I'm gonna get the stuns up again. Want to keep everybody stunned. And
Yeah.
that's...
So why did you get it?
Yep, that's it.
Sweet. All right. So this second team? Like, let's talk about the differences between your two teams. Like why would you bring one as opposed to the other?
So this is what is a perma stun team. Essentially guaranteed stuns in a way. All you do is have endless stuns here on those clutch moments, and it allows you to use Spectre to focus the boss. It's a more faster and more efficient semi-speed run for the beginning players. Okay, we saw Knightley do an advanced end game, nuker team. This is a more, when you get to the boss, you can nuke the boss. My Spectre was doing 15k a hit. Within 4 turns, I had the boss down. So, within 4 of Spectre's turns, I had the boss down more than half health. That's more speed. Now, in the second run here, it's going to be a lot faster. And part of that is just going to be because we are going to bring Colleen. Okay? Colleen is just an MVP to the game. We see Colleen so clutch across the board in PvE content. She's clutch again here because this is going to be a comp where we're going to utilize heal block, and we're going to utilize attack break, and we're going to utilize that secondary heal, because what's going to happen is Veramos is going to be the last slot unit, and Veramos is going to need to be very clutch here with those stuns, because it's imperative that when we're landing those stuns that they're actually landing. I should have said when we're using the stuns that they're actually landing, because if we miss those stuns, it completely ruins, it doesn't ruin, but it makes the runs a lot more difficult. Now, I do want to point out, some of these runes are a lot more high-end. A lot of starter game players are not going to have a 200-plus Violent Revenge Colleen. You can do this slower. Take into account that Mav is going to give an attack speed buff and a reduction in cooldown. So after Colleen moves, her heal goes down to 2 turns. With Mav's reduction, it goes down to 1 turn. So you'll have that heal up every other turn. And then every other turn after that turn, you'll have Bella's heal up. So you're going to have lots of healing. Okay, it's just important though that we have Veramos skilled up here. It's not a detriment to your run. It's entirely possible to do the run without without Veramos being skilled up. But if he doesn't have skill ups, it's going to make the run more challenging. And there are a lot of very good Veramos on the server. Mine is not one of them. And I kind of left these secondary runes on because I wanted to show you that you don't really require insanely impressive runes to do this team. My Colleen is by far my best rune unit here, along with my Beretta, and they're more for other content. So this comp is going to utilize the stuns of Veramos, okay? And Colleen and Mav are going to be the 2 units to keep Artamiel stunned throughout, or controlled throughout the game. So that's going to be really what we're going to be doing here from a stratagem perspective. We're also, right off the bat, going to just try and get some attack break across everyone. We're going to try to.
That's the plan. I definitely have seen the difference between like a fully skilled up Veramos, and it's just like the stun is a 60% stun, and like the difference is huge.
Yeah. So here we're going to focus Gregos first, because remember, Gregos are the ones with the defense break. So we can eat the Antares hits all day. We can't hit Grego. If we focus anyone else, that has an increased chance of getting a defense break landing with that increased damage multiplier, and we don't want that. Imagine Grego landing a defense break, and then one of the Antares moving and hitting their AoEs, and then we're just, we're just kind of messed up there. So we're not going to go for that. Can I get a clutch stun here? No clutch stun. Okay. And now we've got some stuns up again. All right, very nice, very nice. All right, so we've got that Grego right there on the left side kind of done. We're going to go for a stun here on this Antares. All right, perma stuns. Can we get some more dots? Very nice. Okay. Violent proc? Nice. Thank you for that Violent proc.
All right, so while you're working on that, why don't you tell the viewers like about yourself? I know you just started streaming a couple weeks ago, so like tell us a little bit about your stream, about your YouTube channel, and like what you're passionate about.
Well, I've been an aspiring YouTuber for about a year, but I was always a Team Android cell phone user. Because I believe Androids are the best phones, but I do believe Macs are the best computers. So it made it very complex for me throughout the year to really find a way to navigate through using an Android device and putting out quality videos and content with high quality and a Mac computer. So it wasn't until that I got an iPad about a month ago that I was really able to put out some better content. And I also want to take a quick moment to shout out you, Nightly Gaming, and definitely Childish Plays. Throughout the last year, the two of them have really, taken some time to help me figure out what suggestions I need to be a more successful content creator while also putting out quality content. So they've helped me with ideas and suggestions and things like that. And that's not something to take for granted because, I'm a full-time retail store manager. I also own a business on the side. And I'm also preparing to go to law school. I just finished my undergraduate degree last year. So I have also a lot going on. And, Childish just had a son recently. Nightly's doing all of his events. Everybody's really busy, so I would never take anyone's time for granted. So I want to appreciate that. Um, as a YouTuber, what I really want to do, and this is definitely what I've been doing on my Twitch stream. I just started Twitch streaming about a week and a half ago, where my channel is growing at a very nice rate. We're getting a lot of new followers every day. So what I want to do is I want to put out a more interactive base for viewers. I want to be a content creator that speaks to my viewers. I want to provide that middleman, that middle ground for this is what I want to see. LP, can you put out this video? So I'm very open to suggestion. I'm very open to tips. I'm very open to feedback, and I want to highlight that because a successful content creator is successful because they put out content people want to see. So I want people to be comfortable putting out feedback and putting out suggestions. TOA 90 was an idea I had because everybody's been needing help. We could have put out a collaboration on anything, but we thought it would be ideal to help the community with the video everybody was struggling on. So that's really what my goal is as a content creator. That's really who I am in a nutshell. I'm going to be doing a lot more content. I'm going to be putting out streams about 4, 5, 6 days a week, every day. So I'll put my Twitch description in the video below. That's really who I am. That's really all I'm about, man.
Sweet, yeah. And if you guys haven't seen LordPainx yet, check the descriptions below. I'm gonna link his YouTube channel, his Twitch. LordPainx he's truly a student of the game. He's got I know I showed my YOLO teams, but LordPainx could YOLO it too. He's got great nat 5s, great runes, and he's a true student of the game. He really understands the mechanics very well.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, sure. So bring us back here, man. What's going on? Is the run looking good?
Yeah, the run is, again, it's going to be very slow because this is the kind of team you want to run for sustained safety, right? So we're going to imagine that we're not YOLOing it. We don't have any DPS. We don't have Spectra. We don't have Wunok. It's going to take some time. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to focus on keeping myself healed up while keeping attack break on the Wunoks here. And I know some people might wonder, well, why am I putting attack break on the Wunoks instead of the Sigmaris? Well, the reason for that is because I have 3 Wunoks that are targeting my Bella, and I only have 2 Sigmarises that are targeting my Beretta, and my Beretta is actually a little bit tankier right now than my Bella. And I know that's a little bit opposite of the common recommendation, but I do have a really nice rune Beretta for TOA hard. So that's why. Did you notice that stun there? I got a 4 out of 5 man stun there. That's what we want at the boss stage. That's going to be key there. Now we're going to get some more attack break on. Now we can go for the last Wunok. They're healing themselves, so I need to get some more dots up. Alright, here's my AoE. Oh, I should have stripped there. Feel free, guys, when you're doing this run yourselves, to strip that attack speed buff that Wunok has. That was a rookie mistake I made. I make them too. Alright, let's go ahead and... I don't have any attack speed slow, so I shouldn't really get stunned. And they don't have any accuracy, so you don't have to worry about them doing to us what we did to them. We're making good headway.
So let's talk about. While you finish that up, I'll just rattle off a couple of good launches because I remember when I first started playing and I first started getting into TOA, I would look on Reddit and stuff, and I would see all the teams, but I wasn't sure if some of my nat 5s might actually be better because you got the farmable suggestions, but then you're not sure if you could supplement some of your nat fights in.
Well, if I could jump in on that real quick, I would
Yeah,
suggest thinking about the effect of things. Opinions are like noses. Everybody has one. That doesn't mean that one nose is better than another, or therefore one opinion is better than another. So you want to make your own decisions, and to do that, you really want to think about cause and effect. Sig Morris, for example, is a farmable Nat 5. That would be great in here. Sig Morris is used in TOA hard very frequently in a lot of boss stages because he has a skill 1 that can stun, a skill 2 that can freeze, and a skill 2 that can AoE attack break. So if you're going to take damage, if you don't have any way to prevent the teams on the enemy waves from hitting you, by all means take the hits. Just make sure you can tank it. So you want to make sure that you're tanky, and not only you're tanky, but you have glancing up, an attack break up. So you can use a Sig Morris for that AoE attack break. You can use a Sekhmet for the AoE glancing that she provides. You really just want to think about like what are the causes and effect of those units. You know, a Hathor. Hathor, when she came out, she wasn't very well respected. She wasn't. But then you've got Syntac in his arena. He's tearing it up rank 1 right now. And if you guys want to see that, on a quick note, Nightly is hosting the Gladiator Event Challenge. You guys might want to check that out, where Syntac is doing daily battles against players who are fighting for his crown. They're fighting the Gladiator for that jackpot. But he is really showcasing the benefits of Hathor and that AoE sleep, because if you don't hit the unit, you're not going to wake up for 2 turns, and that's very clutch. It's very helpful. So, you know, you just got to think about, like, what are your teams offering? What are they doing, you know? Reddit, one Redditor has a certain experience on one area, so they're going to be more, you know, comfortable talking to that point. They may not know what options you have and so on. So we're at the boss now, okay? Right off the bat, my Colleen's my fastest unit. We're going to right away land the heal block, just for the sake of landing it, okay? If you guys need to run a Briand in here for extra safety, feel free to do so. And then we're gonna get the defense break. Briand will provide extra safety because he can land that. He can give you that revive, and he can also heal block. So he is a nice replacement. Now, this is what is gonna make the run easy versus hard. It all comes down to how Veramos is with his Super Crush. So am I gonna get some stuns? If I keep getting situations like that, the run is going to be super easy, guys. We're going to get the provoke up right off the bat, just because if we keep hitting him, we want to make sure that when he gets his turn, he can't do anything with it. I didn't expect Mav to violent proc twice, but I'll take the violent procs all day. And Mav didn't crit, so I'm appreciating that too. While we have this downtime, so to speak, we're not going to focus the boss. We are going to try to keep getting attack break across everyone, because what happens with attack break is if Veramos does fail to stun and we do have to take hits, remember what I said earlier, you want to make sure that you can handle the hits. So that's something that we want to be conscientious of. If you saw that Yeti, he did very little damage to my Bella there. What is that, 769, and that was a crit. So it is going to help out when you have attack break up. I can tank those hits for days like that. My Veramos can't though. So that's going to be a problem. Well, that's why we have a stun there. Let's a heal. Let's go ahead and reduce that attack bar. Thank you. Clutch, Beretta. Very clutch. Okay. I could really use a cleanse here. Let's refresh the heal block. Alright, very nice. Very nice. Clutch cleanses, get some stuns. Only 1 stun. That was a pretty nice stun though, because we did have the attack gauge kind of filling up on that Yeti, so that was very helpful. We're going to cleanse here, reduce cooldowns. Colleen does have her heal up. We're going to go for some more stuns here. We did get some stuns. Here goes some heals. Refresh the defense break. I'm sorry, guys, I'm not looking at the screen. We're not going to go for this heal here. We're going to keep refreshing the heal block. The goal of this is going to be to keep Artamiel from doing anything to himself. And then we're going to rinse and repeat and kind of kill everybody off with Beretta. And then eventually we're going to get to the point in the run where it's just, you know, Beretta versus the world. I mean, my team versus Artamiel. Artamiel versus the world. I can picture Jubagel putting that in one of his in his videos, you know, his Artamiel. He must be so happy. Imagine using Artamiel against Artamiel. Gosh. Please don't crit. Oh, don't die, don't die. Let's go ahead and reduce the Yeti's attack gauge. This might be looking grim for my Veramos because I'm critting too much. Oh, very clutch heal. Now, It is acceptable to put attack brace on our attack break on our. My apologies. It is acceptable to put attack break on our Tamil because even though he does scale off defense, I have heard that every unit in the game scales a little bit off of attack. So that doesn't mean that if you put attack, crit damage, attack, he's going to do buku damage. The scaling is more based on his defense. However, there's an attack stat incorporated for a reason, so I have heard that. We're going to go ahead and refresh. You know what we don't have here? Our Tamil's close to getting a turn. I don't know if my Beretta is going to get it. We're going to try and get attack break on this Yeti. We didn't get that violent proc. So we're hoping that I get a violent proc from Mav. I didn't. He's going to heal someone, so he's probably going to go for that that monkey, yeah. Oh, whoops. So little by little, we're just hoping to wear everybody down. I'm going to refresh heal block on him. It's important that as we trickle down everybody's HP, that he is constantly heal blocked. Beretta's very clutch with his reduction today. I'm loving it. Oh, no stuns there. Oh, stop that. Stop that. Colleen has her heal up. As soon as Veramos moves, he can cleanse himself and, give himself a self-heal. We're going to try and hit this monkey and hope we get a stun here. Clutch stun, clutch stun. Okay, we didn't land the attack break there. We're going to refresh the heal block.
You know what? That's another thing about Veramos. His neutral attribute allows him to stun everybody without having to worry about glancing. Whereas even like Barad, for instance, is a great monster for TOA. However, on this particular stage, because of the two wind monkeys, you can mess up because of glancing on the wind attribute monkeys. So that's just another reason to bring Veramos and make sure he's max skilled on that second ability, clutch stunts.
Yep. So in this run here, we did fail to land defense break. We do want to get defense break up as quickly as possible. I'm loving that Beretta is landing all of his stuff up very consistently. Now, guys, you will notice that there are a lot of light units here. It is important that you do have your Veramos kind of tanky. As you saw in my video, let me show my towers real quick. I do not have crazy towers. My HP and my defense tower not worked. So you don't have to feel like, oh, this guy didn't even show his towers. His Veramos maybe has 22,000 HP, but how much does he have with towers? It's not the case here. We're talking 0 extra defense and 2% HP. So, only have three max towers. You do want Veramos to be as tanky as possible, though. So mine has plus 500 defense, so we're talking like 12 or 1300 defense. And he's got, what, maybe 22,000 HP, I think it was? So you want to shoot for 30k if you can. And then after that, defensive subs will work. I don't have a defensive rune on him. We're going to go for attack break on the monkey because he's going to move. We're going to reduce his damage. And we are not going to land the dots. We're going to reduce the attack gauge here. All right, it's about time he got resisted. It was only a matter of time, right? The luck only goes so long. He doesn't have his heal up, and when those units get their turns, they're all going to die, so we're okay. What can make this a little bit more troublesome in this run is if Mav isn't violent proccing and you are, getting closer down the run, and Artamio, like now, has his heal up, it can be a longer run if you fail to land heal block. My Colleen isn't built with decent accuracy, and if Mav doesn't violent proc and you don't get those refreshes up, it's possible. It's very likely he's going to heal himself this next time, only because I already used heal block and it got resisted, so I didn't get to refresh it. So I could have autoed the rest here, but you don't want to get overconfident here, because if you do miss a heal block, like that could make the run. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. That was a pretty detailed video around all of the different ways that you can do TOA 90. And we're gonna have a lot more videos coming out. There's a lot more content, so stay tuned. If you like that video, please show your support. What's that, Veramos? Sorry, he was reminding me how good the video was. All right, guys. Again, sorry about the lag. We used a lot of software going into this, to get my screen, his screen, my voice, his voice. It was a lot going in. So we really did the best we could, but I know it definitely needs to be enhanced in terms of quality. But then again, you know, the future videos are going to make up for it. So if you guys like the video, please like and subscribe. Any help would be appreciated to get my channel to grow. Thanks so much for everybody out there. If you have any questions, please let me know.